Fast, focused, and fearless. Here's everything you need to know this rush hour of October 14, Monday. I'm Riza Diaz. Kicking off today's rush with PNP Chief Oscar Albayalde under non-duty status or terminal leave starting today. Now, this comes after reports about Albayalde's early retirement circulated while the investigation into the so-called ninja cops are still ongoing. PCOO Martin Andanar claims that Albayalde was just misquoted after mentioning a proposal for an early change of command ceremony on October 29. Albayalde previously said that an early turnover is necessary so that President Duterte can attend the event before heading over to Thailand for the ASEAN summit. However, the palace insists Albayalde will retire on schedule, and that's on November 8th. Meanwhile, former presidential assistant and now Senator Bongo confirmed that President Duterte has shortlisted 3 candidates to replace Albayalde as the next PNP chief. These are currently the 3 most senior police officers, namely Lieutenant General Camilo Cascolan, Lieutenant General Archie Gamboa, and Major General Guillermo Eleazar. Now, the 3 generals were also promoted on Friday, ahead of the impending retirement of Lieutenant General Fernando Mendez Jr. Though some inmates protested the demolition of illegal structures in Bilibid, a few of them chose to help authorities take down shanties at the compound. BuCor spokesperson Wen Dalagan says several inmates from the west section of the penitentiary Quadrant 2 initiated this so-called self-demolition. Now, authorities believe kubols or illegal structures in Bilibid serve as hiding spots for contrabands. This is why BuCor is welcoming detainees' initiative to lend a hand with the clearing operations.
Welcome po yan ng management kasi aside from mababawasan yung trabaho ng demolition team, and it's an indication na willing naman pong sumunod yung mga PDL sa bagong leadership po.
But as mentioned, not all Bilibid inmates seem happy with the demolition operations inside the penitentiary. On Friday, a suspected IED or improvised explosive device went off inside Bilibid's Quadrant 4. Authorities say those detained in this quadrant are convicted terrorists. PNP Directional Staff Chief Guillermo Eleazar says no one was injured due to the explosion. Eleazar notes, though, that the blast may have been diversionary tactic against demolitions. Now, despite this, clearing operations of the kubols inside the penitentiary continues.
Maaring merong nagtanim doon or dati nang naandon. At yung pag-trigger noon, ang ating inimbestigahan. Pwedeng ito ipinain para sa mga personnel natin na nagsasagawa ng demolition ng mga illegal structures. Pwedeng divert or pwedeng makapinsala, makasakit at makamatay sa mga personnel natin. Remember, ito yung buhay nila na apektuhan na .
LRT2's new operating schedule is effective today, with trips starting as early as 5 in the morning. Now, because of this, LRTA also adjusted the schedule of free rides for students. Free rides are now available from 5 to 6 a.m. as well as from 3 to 4:30 in the afternoon. But like before, students may avail of the free LRT2 rides from Monday to Friday, except during holidays. And here are the biggest stories from the Philippine Star. This from Filipino Star ngayon. A transport expert says the remaining 3 years of President Duterte's term is not enough to solve the traffic issues along EDSA. Senate consultant Rene Santiago says it will take 15 years to solve congestion along EDSA because the traffic situation along EDSA was neglected for 3 decades. Santiago believes that minimum intersections with synchronized computerized traffic systems must be implemented as a temporary solution to the traffic problem. However, Santiago said he is not in favor of the traffic scheme which prohibits some car brands from using EDSA because according to him, this will only bring new problems. The Philippine Star reports that the government will be paying more to hog raisers affected by the African swine fever outbreak. President Duterte approved the Agriculture Department's recommendation to increase the financial assistance from 3,000 pesos to 5,000 pesos per culled pig. This came after several lawmakers and industry groups called on to the DA to increase the compensation, as the current amount is not enough to help hog raisers recover losses. Typhoon Agibis tore through Japan's main island of Honshu over the weekend, killing 35 people and leaving 17 unaccounted for as of Sunday afternoon. And after packing winds of up to 144 kilometers per hour and flooding cities and towns across the country, Agibis is now considered the largest typhoon to hit Japan in decades. But authorities say it's not over yet, since the damage could worsen in the coming days as the water levels may rise along flooded rivers. And now on to some local weather. No tropical cyclone is affecting the country as of the moment, but another weather system is bringing rainy weather over the southern part of the country. That's Intertropical Convergence Zone, or ITZ, that's affecting Mindanao and Palawan. Now, for those who may not know, ITCZ is the merging of winds from northern and southern hemispheres and is also a breeding ground of tropical cyclones. Now, mostly affected by the ITZ are the Zamboanga Peninsula and northern Mindanao regions, while Palawan and western Visayas may also experience scattered rain showers and thunderstorms brought by this weather system. Now, the rest of the country, on the other hand, will experience generally fair weather. But don't be surprised with the early morning chills and some showers over northern Luzon. That's because of the northeasterly surface wind flow. MWSS says Manila Water cannot pass on their fines to consumers after the water concessionaire warned of a possible 780% water rate hike last week. Marian Enriquez with the story.
The Metropolitan Works and Sewerage System says water concessionaires cannot pass on to consumers any of their financial penalties.
It's in the concession agreement under the definition that penalties is expressly excluded from the definition of expenditures that can be recovered by the two concessionaires.
On Thursday, Manila Water warned of a 780% increase in water rates worth as much as 26 pesos and 70 centavos per cubic meter if the Supreme Court does not reverse its ruling. The Supreme Court had slapped a 921 million peso fine each on Manila Water and Maynilad for failing to complete their sewerage projects. It also warned of worsening traffic if government insists on fast-tracking the completion of the sewage systems by 2026. The MWSS says they will keep a close watch at the water concessionaires.
If they try to insert it, it would be denied. That's why we also engage a third-party audit firm that will go over the books of the two concessionaires.
But Manila Water came out with a statement saying the 780% increase in its motion for reconsideration refers to the cost of building wastewater facilities to comply with the decision. Manila Water also says it never said there will be an impending increase, nor did it make a statement about passing it on to consumers. For News 5, Marian Enriquez, we are One News.
The DILG has finished assessing the 60-day road clearing operations. Now, some cities were commended for their high compliance, while others were not. Jared De La Peña will tell us more.
The Department of the Interior and Local Government says the recent road clearing operations can be considered a success. It says nearly 7,000 primary and secondary roads nationwide were cleared and freed from obstructions. Around 600 of these make up 75% of Metro Manila roads. The DILG says almost all local government units were able to comply with the order. 12 cities in Metro Manila were commended for their high compliance, while 4 delivered medium compliance. 97 other cities were listed for poor compliance, including Taguig, while 2 cities got failing marks.
These LGUs are given 5 days from receipt of the show-cause orders for them to explain their non-compliance or underperformance. Otherwise, the DILG will have no recourse but to submit their names to the President and file the necessary complaints with the Office of the Ombudsman. We hope that the reasons are acceptable.
Residents were happy with the outcome, even if they were inconvenienced by the clearing operations.
Malinis na po rito. Sa amin sa itong lugar na po namin dito.
Others still refuse to follow, like this illegal vendor.
Pag nandiyan na, tinatakbo na namin. Ito lang naman yung sa aming kalat dito eh.
The Interior Department gave LGU 60 days to clear the roads in the hopes of improving the traffic situation.
Traffic problem is really a different thing, no? It's, maraming factors doon. Sabi nga, the volume of vehicles coming into Metro Manila, passing through Metro Manila, and people owning vehicles in Manila without a very good mass transport alternative, ayun talaga yung mga problema natin dito.
The DILG said the LGUs will be monitored and validated every quarter to ensure sustainability of the clearing operations. For News 5, Gerard De La Peña, we are One News.
Following the MMDA's warning that traffic in the metro will worsen in December, more consumers are opting to go online shopping to beat the holiday rush. Bim Santos with the story.
VP, Eunice, Trina, and Flo are friends at an events company in Makati. They all share one thing in common.
We bond over online shopping.
Each of them says they shop online at least once a week. We even chanced on a package delivered when One News visited. The holidays are fast approaching and soon, everyone will be flocking to the malls, which is why online shopping has become a more compelling option.
May isip mo na kaysa makipagsiksikan ka sa mall or makipagsabayan ka sa mga tao, just online shop it and then you get it first.
What would usually take you an hour or two papunta sa malls, you just sit down for 5 minutes.
One study places the number of e-commerce users in the country at 47.30 million, or nearly half the population. Estimated e-commerce sales this year is pegged at $2.5 billion.
The worsening traffic, especially during the holiday season, is just one of the factors driving the growth of e-commerce. Besides the growing convenience of shopping using just your phone, online shopping now also offers cheap deals, varied options, easy payment, and fast delivery.
The online payment platform Paymaya says other factors have made online shopping easier, such as affordable handsets, better connectivity, reliable payments and logistics system, and a growing number of online sellers.
Convenience, choice, ease of payment, I think all of these things are the drivers to buying online. So I think because there's almost everything under the sun, you can buy now online.
Fast-growing online marketplace Shopee says they have logged 1 billion keyword searches in the first half of the year alone. Shopee says there's still much room for e-commerce to grow in the Philippines. Bim Santos, we are One News.
Let's fast break now to Sports Rush. Carlos Yulo just proved that he has what it takes to be an Olympian. That's after winning gold on Saturday at the men's floor exercise at the FIG Artistic Gymnastics World Championship in Germany. Now, Yulo capped his 1 minute and 19-second routine with a triple twist in the air, which got him a score of 15.3 points to defeat both Israel and China. Now, aside from qualifying for the 2020 Olympics, the 19-year-old gymnast also became the first Southeast Asian male world champion for the sport. In less than 24 hours, another Filipino bagged gold for the country, this time in boxing. Now, over in Russia, Nesthy Petecio bucked overwhelming odds to snare the gold in the feather weather class of the AIBA Women's World Boxing Tournament. Now, despite facing the hometown Bet Ludmila Vorontosva and a hostile crowd, he delivered solid punches to earn the nod of the three of the 5 judges. And because of this win, she is now the second Filipino boxer to win the gold after Josie Gabuco in 2012. And here are the stories to watch out for later today. The Health Department and the Philippine Red Cross will kick off their mass polio vaccination program in Manila. Chief Justice Lucas Bersamin will lead his last flag ceremony as Chief Justice before he retires on Friday. And the 2019 Miss Earth Beauties will strut in the runway their national costumes for another preliminary competition. And that's how today is shaping up to be. Join us again next time for another round of Rush. I'm Riza Diaz. We are One News.